After 25 decades of research and $250 billion in investment, we are still yet to discover the cure for cancer. That might sound pessimistic, but luckily, we are nowhere near the dead end. Slow progress is still progress, right? Thanks to recent breakthroughs in oncology, the odds of surviving this disease have significantly improved. And we are still hopeful for the day that cancer wouldn't be a leading cause of death in the world anymore. But let's say that day is today. Let's say we have found the cure for cancer. Would it go away permanently? Are there any disadvantages to having a cure? What would life look like if, let's say, we can cure cancer today? Cancer. In order to function properly, our body is constantly repairing itself. Trillions of cells develop, divide, and die, and this cycle keeps us healthy throughout our lives. As an example, a cut or a scrape heals naturally. That's because cells did what they were told to do. But what if they didn't? Well, if cells called it quits and decided to grow more than they were supposed to, or stay more than they are allowed to, or divide more than they are expected to, that's a recipe for a disaster. And in our case, we call it cancer. These cancer cells then can clump up in a random part of your body to form a tumor. Cancer is a game of luck, and the odds are stacked against you. If a tumor develops in a place that wouldn't cause any problems, that wouldn't be a big deal. But if it happens to be in a place where your body needs to work properly, such as the brain or the lungs, consider yourself unlucky. The good news is, it isn't purely chance. If you are young, non-smoker, active, and health-conscious, you are less likely to acquire cancer. In other words, cancer is somehow preventable, and if somehow you acquired it, you still have a chance. Thanks to the years of research and development in this field, some of the commonly diagnosed cancers now have a 90% survival rate. Would it go away permanently? Finding the cure for cancer might be the goal, but the fight doesn't stop there. Any treatment or medication taken regularly might increase the resistance of cancer cells over time through mutations. Remember how the body repairs itself through cells. In the same manner, cancer cells can adapt and repair themselves in the event that new treatments threaten to disrupt their current mechanisms. But even without external intervention, the body can defend itself from these internal attacks. Thanks to our immune system, we have a natural first line of defense against these intruders. However, cancer cells are getting smarter and sneakier over time. Some of them can develop ways to evade our immune system's detection. In this way, treatments that rely on our immune system to fight cancer will be ineffective. In short, we might need to spend another 250 years and add another $250 billion in investment to monitor and understand the different cancer cell mutations that could arise from the newly introduced cancer cure. Are there any disadvantages? With the knowledge of completely curing cancer, people might take their health and lifestyle for granted. Imagine if there's no caveat to excessive smoking or eating that juicy, fatty, fried chicken every day. Cancer might not get a hold of you, but other diseases might. The cure might look like the next big news, but the pharmaceutical companies might say otherwise. We all know that the pharma and biotech industries are one of the biggest businesses out there. The miracle pill for cancer would disrupt these industries and will affect the jobs of more than 5 million people in the world. Speaking of people in the world, not all of us might afford it if the drug has reached the public market. This could potentially limit access and might lead to more financial burdens for the patients who are already suffering from the disease. While we have a lot of options to cure diseases, it is undeniable that medical services could cost us a fortune. After all, health is wealth. But let's say we never have to deal with diseases. Would our lives look the same? What's the meaning of being healthy? Will our society become better without sickness? Keep watching to find out on another episode of Let's Say.